Welcome to another edition of A Couple of Swans. Get out here, Penelope. I'm Adam, and this is Courtney.
Penelope's our cat. She's just
The new addition to the family here.
she's just purring. She messes us. We have been at church all day, and you guys might be able to hear her purr. Hang on.
Can you hear her?
Can you hear the purring? Anyways.
Penelope has herpes.
Don't make fun of her.
I'm not making fun of her, but I never knew that was a thing. Both of our cats that we adopted have herpes. It's not contagious to humans, but it makes them kind of snotty and sick. And I had to be convinced to get cats because I'm quasi-allergic. And then these two cats that we got are kind of sickly. They're really nice, though. They're sweet.
If you really want a treat, you should go watch the YouTube version of this podcast because these cats are crawling everywhere right now. They normally don't do this. We had the door shut, but they were crying like babies outside of the door. And so we had to let them in. And now they're like, hey, where have you been? I've missed you all day. So anyways, so Adam did you have cats growing up?
Oh, we're going to go down this cat journey? No, I had one cat. He was born like in an engine compartment, like in a puddle of gas. He was a total rogue, like biker cat Flash. And he terrorized my mom for 16 years. He like scratched her arm to pieces. He was an outside cat. He would kill other cats. I mean, he was insane.
And that's your only cat experience.
That's it.
How do you feel about dogs?
I love dogs. I'm a big dog guy.
But do you feel like the cats are growing on you?
Pumpkin is. Penelope's not.
Oh, she's my favorite.
She just has her personality's too fickle for me. I don't.
Well, because sometimes she likes you and sometimes she doesn't.
Well, some people like the chase, the hunt,
I do.
The chase.
I like
to like, hey, I want them to get to like me. I'm not interested. She's a pet, so I don't really want to fight for her love. I feed her, or the girls feed her every morning and every night. That's enough.
Yeah. Okay. So I like that Penelope's a little fickle because, you kind of have to like win her over.
No.
And then when she does love on me, I feel so special because it's like, whereas Pumpkin, he's the one that's currently in my lap. He just wants to be held and scratched all day. And so it doesn't matter. He just wants to love on you. But you do.
That could be that's a personality profile deep dive, like a psychiatric thing for both of us, that you want to chase after the friendship of the cat.
It's
and
more
I don't care to, and I don't want to. I wonder what that would say
it's
about
more
us.
Like she doesn't want me, and I want to prove to her I will love you, and we could be best friends. So that probably shows that I have deep issues.
No, I'm not saying it's an issue. I think it's just different. It's different, but.
I love Pumpkin too. I'm a big fan of both of them. I've wanted cats. My whole childhood I had a lot of cats, and it was so great. And some of my fondest memories are like going to bed at night with my cat and hanging out and like dressing my cats up in outfits, like baby outfits and stuff. It was so great. But anyway, so now we did recently get the kittens, and we still have our outdoor cat.
I promise that we didn't start this thing off thinking about cats.
Yeah. But we have dogs too. Adam's a huge dog fan. Let us know in the comments if you are a dog or cat person. Okay, so we're gonna get started. The cats are put up. I thought it was a good idea. They were crying outside the door. I thought it was gonna be a great idea to bring them in here. Obviously that was a mistake. So anyways, we'll get going.
They love you.
They do love me. So we have survived the first month of school. If you have children in every place direction, I feel like it is always a transition from summer to starting back at school. And so things that Adam and I have talked about is like how as we evolve, like you hang out with the people your kids hang out with, right?
Yeah.
And I think as a human and a mother, you can sometimes mourn like some of the fun stuff that you see other people doing, and you're like, I just can't fit that in. But realizing that like, this is not my season to go do this, and this. This is my season of like, I'm at the football field. Like I'm there for cheer. I'm there for soccer. And so really trying to like embrace.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about like the bar or something? What are you talking about?
Even just going to Home Goods or like going to the tanning bed by myself or like going to just the mall. Like, no, I don't go to the bar.
So you're talking about finding
just like
some alone time.
Yes, finding alone time, going on a girls trip, like, hobbies.
Not
really.
Hobby Lobby.
Or go to Hobby Lobby. So I think it can be a little hard. Like, what do you do for hobbies? Okay, we're parents. We have 4 kids, and so what do you do for a hobby, Adam?
I mean, it's an embarrassing question to answer. I'm embarrassed to answer it because I don't have a great answer. Honestly, I think that there's a lot of people that I know, a lot of my friends, they have serious hobbies and they're super skilled at stuff. They are, they're just more interesting than me.
That's not true.
It is. It's the truest thing because they find time. I can't. Maybe it's because I'm not a great regimen guy or a scheduler, or I don't know what it is, but I can't find the time to dedicate to certain things without feeling like I am taking away from my responsibilities. And there's a ton of people that I know that either they're fantastic at that, much better than I am, or they're absolutely neglecting their responsibilities and they don't care. But I don't know what they think their responsibilities are because that has changed so much in the last 50 years, at least from the guy side. It used to be like, hey, the money's in the bank. I'm going to play. I'm going to go do my thing. And that dynamic has shifted. I mean, it's not necessarily that's the case. I mean, you're expected to do a lot of things, and it's much more of a clean, even split, which is how it should be on home responsibilities, on all just, kids, all that stuff. So, and I think that there are some more what you consider traditional, in the South at least, traditional relationships that are still going on today and they thrive and they kill it. And that's understood. But in my mind, I have responsibilities to you and to the kids and commitments and stuff like that, to where I would feel it's not how you would treat me, but I would feel guilty if I bounced out, for 6 hours, 7 hours, Saturday and Sunday every week for, 7 months out of the year. I don't think you would.
I don't think I would like that either.
Well, I know you wouldn't like it. You probably would let me do it.
Yeah.
But it would cause issues eventually, not because you cared what I was out there doing, but more so that I wasn't here. I hate that you play golf, or I hate that you go camping or fishing or whatever the activity is, but more so that I want to spend my time in my life with you, and you're prioritizing this because you're really into it.
So I will say that there are some things that you've done that make it to where I don't feel as, because I get mom guilt, just probably like the rest of you, of, okay, I'm going to do this. Or even if I have to go do like a job, like I have to go to somewhere, like either a networking type thing or something for work. And I will feel so guilty that I'm not like home if I'm gone for a couple days, even though it's something that like, hey, I have to go here for work to like learn about new products that are coming out. But you've made it to where there are certain things that, like, if I get stressed out, things I can do that you're like, okay, go to lunch with a friend and then you'll keep the baby, or if it's, at night and you're like, go get out of the house for a few minutes, go get a spray tan and like get a coffee, or like giving me a little bit. I don't get a whole lot of alone time. And so sometimes when I get frazzled, I feel like that's something that you do a really great job to like support me and let me go do those things, or take the girls to go, just do something with them. And so that we get a little bit of like one-on-one time together. I think that it can be challenging. Sometimes like it'll be like close to my period and I'll be like, I just miss like friends or whatever, like when they were little, I used to go do this. And like, I also didn't work full time then. And my life has changed a lot, but also my friends' lives have changed. And we kind of had a conversation, like the reality is all of our friends that are in the same season with kids this age, it is like, it's sad we don't get to see some of the people we love or talk to them as much as we'd like, but like kind of our season is whoever our kids' friends are, that's who we're seeing. You know, it's like we're hanging out with our kids and their friends right now, but trying to like celebrate and enjoy, like we will probably only have a good 10-year run of it being like this before everybody's big, you know? Mm-hmm. And so like, instead of feeling like these are the things I'm missing out on, really looking at it as like, I have a short window of summers or a short window of school years left to get to do the things that I'm doing right now. And honestly, it's like where our jobs and our roles are the most like valuable is to do that. Even though like, would a fun day at the mall be great? Yes. Would a great day of golf be awesome? For sure. And maybe every now and then we can squeeze those in, but.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of cheat. You don't cheat as much as I do. I kind of cheat when it comes to the hobbies that I have will be like, I'm going to take some time to start learning how to do this. And it usually always has to do with, well, I can consider this work or I can consider this making money. Yeah. But it's something that, and it is that, but it's also something I'm interested in. Because I mean, like, I like golf. It's great, but it's just not my thing. I've grew up on the lake. I'm not a huge fisher dude, you know, like, it doesn't get me going to catch fish.
Yeah.
I mean, but I know those things. I've tried those things. We should do a hobby together.
We tried pottery.
I know, but something more physical. Like they have a jujitsu place that's opened up next to the WWE place down there. And I bet they do like couples.
Pick another one.
I'm kind of have my heart set on that.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
I'll try it.
It's like wrestling.
I don't think I'm going to like it. I tried jiu-jitsu once at the YMCA when I was a teenager and I had a panic attack. Like it triggered some like PTSD.
Oh gosh.
And it really did. I couldn't quit crying. The guy felt horrible. He had me pinned down. It did. It was traumatic.
So you couldn't do it with me in a class. Say there's 15 people in there.
Maybe because I know you
but
and
it's
I
not
love
women.
you.
It's not just it's men, women.
I don't think it's a good fit for me. It made me like the really claustrophobic part of it. They like hold you down. I couldn't get away, and I just started like uncontrollably crying.
How I would be able to handle that if someone was
being too
rough with you.
Well,
and even though I'm untrained, I like try to redneck fight him because he's
So I'm out on jiu-jitsu.
All right, we'll think about another one.
It's something really important to you.
Huh? Well, you love gardening. So this is when we talk about alone time and hobbies, Courtney is a habitual hobby starter. She will start hobbies. She'll do TikTok. She'll do all these different things. She gets inspired by everything, which is one of her best qualities. But she will start, and she doesn't just start. She doesn't go buy one golf club. She goes and buys a golf.
You bought a whole golf set.
Well, you made me do that.
Well, because I
you
thought you were going to
go buy a really nice golf set, and I went out there twice. It was a really sweet gesture for you to be like, "Hey, go spend some money."
You said you didn't like it because your game wasn't good because your clubs were bad. So I was
I did not. I don't think I said that.
Something like that. So I was
game's bad because I'm bad.
So I have a habit, and I've been like this my entire life, of finding some like. I will see something or I have ADD. And so that seems to be part of it is my friends that are like this as well, do the same thing. But it's like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm going to deep dive. I'm going to start doing watercolor painting, or I'm going to start gardening, or I'm going to redecorate this room, or it could be whatever it is. Like I start getting really super fixated about it. And then
it takes
up too much of my time or something.
Because a lot of people, and this is the process that you go through with hobbies. A lot of people will get into watercolor and they master watercolor and they graduate into acrylic. And then after 6 months or a year or 2 years, they start dabbling in oils and they start doing that. In about 17 hours, you will have started an art school. I mean, like you go full in.
I'm all in.
And it's amazing that you do that. It really is. And I think you're good. I like your art.
if I had more free time, maybe. I really do enjoy that. I come back to that one a lot. Like painting, I have this thing where I wish I was a singer. That is a no-go. But I really wish I could paint. And that one I think I might could do one day.
Have you tried getting into singing?
No, I always wanted to, though.
Oh, please let us do that one.
Yeah. I already know I'm bad at that
Please,
one.
can we set up a studio and have you like get a vocal coach over here?
Mm-mm.
Please.
No, I'm good.
And then you'll just insist that you're going to be a pop star?
No, that's our 11-year-old. But painting, that's one that I kind of, really got on. And then I've even sent you on painting errands. Like I'll set it up and I'll be like, okay, like the kids and I are painting or whatever. And then I'll be like, oh, I need mineral oil and I need mineral spirits. And like you and Christian are at Hobby Lobby, like collecting stuff for my project. Mm-hmm. And anyways, gardening was one of those. I can't think of any more. I know they're out there.
I mean, the fact that I had no idea about the pop star thing, that you wanted to be a pop star.
I don't want to be a pop star. So, like, as like a
I'm
middle
all
schooler.
On board. If you're talking about going all on board on something, no. I am.
As like a middle schooler, I wanted to be able to sing so well.
I thought you were talking about now as a 34-year-old.
No, that ship sailed.
Okay.
No thanks.
It's gone.
That dream is gone.
Yeah.
I've heard myself sing. I'm good. So we decided we're not gardeners. We tried it.
Yeah.
We've done it 3 years now.
3 years. But I think that our garden has something going on as well, as far as the way it grows plants. We don't do a good job of weeding, which is the number one thing you have to do in gardening. We do get prepped and ready. And our water system, our well went out this year and we didn't even notice. So that had something to do with it. But half the bed would produce nothing and the other half would produce 2.5 foot, 70-pound cucumbers. So it's like a toxic waste dump over there, or something is going on that's otherworldly. Those are the biggest cucumbers I've ever heard of, not just seen.
We collected about six 2-pound cucumbers and maybe 2 zucchini and a couple tomatoes. And we invested about $1,500 into the garden and all the plants and soil and all the things.
Plants are so expensive.
Everything's so expensive. And so for what we got out of it, I'm just not sure if it is our thing. Like,
you have to love gardening, because when you're pushing that cart through those nurseries,
shopping for
and you
gardening.
have nothing in your cart and you're looking at it and it's $400 and it's nothing. It actually has turned into nothing. That's what I see when I'm pushing the cart at the nursery.
These are future dead plants that will be in our yard.
No doubt. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh, but see, man, take me to a nursery and I want to plant. I want to have a garden.
So we were talking about the phone thing today. You were telling me, or once again, we brought the conversation, hey, we both spend way too much time on our phone. A lot of it's for work, a lot of it's not. And so when we're thinking about that, as far as getting alone time
or having extra time,
the same thing applies to the phone, which is none of that can happen unless you have strategy, accountability, all those things. Like, I'm not going to do this, and here's how I'm not, or I'm going to work on this. Here's how I'm going to work on this, and this is how I'm going to hold myself accountable. What can you do to get that alone time you need? Because you're very busy, and we're very busy in erratic ways. Because there's a lot of times that you or I or both of us are working way too late. There's a lot of times that we have gaps that are kind of unique or weird gaps in our day. So what's a good way with all the schedules we've got to deal with, everybody else's schedule, school, all that stuff? What's a good way for you to put that into your week?
Well, I think it's funny because I do like social media for a living. I'm online all the time. I do lives, so that's technically my job, but my free time, I have thousands of saved posts, pinned posts, things on Pinterest, projects. Like, I spend a lot of time when I do have a free minute. I mean, even if I'm going to use the bathroom, I pull up my phone, like, and I'm like, oh, I mean, what is this? 2 minutes of free time? Like, and so I find myself that at the end of the day, I've probably wasted a lot of time. I could be either getting into a hobby, or I could be like playing with the kids or doing something else. Like, I wasted it watching strangers' videos half the time, and or getting inspo, or sometimes I really enjoy it, but it's just probably not the healthiest or best way to spend my time. You know, I've easily spent an hour or two or more on my phone before and been like, what did I just spend that time doing? You know?
Oh,
and
no doubt.
So hours a week. And so trying to be more intentional about our time. We kind of talked about this at lunch. Like, what would our ideal day look like? Like, how do we fit in these things in addition to working like that we want to do to create our ideal life? And whether like what time we're spending with kids and what time we're like adding, like I would like to add exercise into what I'm doing. I can't seem to find time to do all these things, but yet hours a week, I'm just scrolling on my phone. And so that's something we want to start putting into practice of like phone free time. Like, if the kids are not going to somewhere where they, you know, they have their phone if they need it as like a resource to call us, but not just so they're on it all the time. And then us as well. Like, if it isn't that we're working and it isn't something we need, that we're intentional to like not be on our phones after a certain time, or maybe a whole day, like Sundays, we're not on our phones, you know, other than if we have to post for something or whatever for a brand. But for the most part, like trying to spend a dedicated, I don't know if I can do it all the time. We love,
well, this all sounds
but it's
good.
Moderation, like making, how could I get an extra hour back in my day?
It sounds good, us saying this.
Yeah, but it's hard. We've been trying
but
it
I
for
mean,
like months.
Talk is cheap. We, you know, that's the hardest thing in this world to do, is stay disciplined and focused and actually keep up with the stuff that you say is important. Right now we're saying it's important, but in a day,
yeah,
when I'm, you know, looking at dudes that are, you know, whatever, cliff jumping or whatever is on the internet, was it important yesterday? Yeah. Was it important today? Obviously not. So it's
yeah,
you know, it's one of those things where we can say it a lot, but I guess we got to figure out the best way for both of us to not step on each other's toes, but be like, hey, you know, how much time do you spend on your phone today? That just seems so creepy.
It would be so much.
I don't want to ask you that.
I think we just have to be intentional to be like, hey, if we want to get, I am so convicted. I for sure spend more time on my phone than I spend reading my Bible. Absolutely. And I think that's probably a problem, or praying, or doing things with our kids. Like, I mean, we hang out with them, but that, you know, like, let's play a game together. Time just goes so fast. You just look up and 30 minutes is gone. And so trying to be more intentional with our time so that we get to have a little more control over our week. I think we could easily add in 5, maybe more hours of like doing things we actually want to do, because it's blocked off that we're doing those things and just not on our phone.
Yeah. And then we have all the time for all of our activities, like
hobbies, all of it.
Yeah. Taekwondo.
Oh, no Taekwondo for me.
It's right next to the Chinese restaurant that we love.
I know Lola wants to take lessons.
I want to take lessons with you. And
take
Lola.
lessons with Lola.
I should.
She's been begging to do karate for years. She wants to do every sport. She's like, she's the hobby. She gets that from me. Like, she's like, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this?
She loves trying.
She loves trying stuff.
But we really could do a lot of extra things, because you said an hour goes by and it goes by fast. Next time you're going to bed, look at your phone.
Oh, see,
and
I
actually
am bad.
Look at like the bars of it. It'll make you vomit.
So I'm so bad that when I do finally chill for a minute and we'll watch a little bit of TV, we'll like kind of go to bed. And then I'm just like laying there. He falls asleep in about 4 seconds. And so then I'm like, I'm going to look on Pinterest and I'm going to look on TikTok. And then it will easily roll around to 1 or 2 in the morning. And I am like, I've got to go to bed. And I didn't necessarily accomplish anything fantastic. I might have gotten 1 or 2 inspos of something I could do, and I'm definitely going to be super tired the next day. So just like some more discipline in my life on, is screen time being an issue for me? And am I not able, like, I could do a lot of the fun stuff I want to do if I wasn't spending as much time wasting my time on my phone.
I mean, you probably would be the next Ariana Grande if you got off of your phone.
Watch out.
Watch out, Grande.
Yeah. So... all right, well, we'll work on that.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to work on it.
I'll change the password on your phone.
No, I'm going to throw your phone in the pool every day that you're over an hour on socials.
You pay for my phone, just remember.
Every single time.
Yeah, well, that's what it'll be.
I mean, if that doesn't teach you how to do it. If that doesn't teach
me a lesson.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we even have like restrictions on our kids' phones for like if you're on it more than this amount of time, it like is over. But I think we just need to have like a window. Like, okay, you can chill. Here's your 30 minutes if you want it. Time block it. And then, hey, we're not going to do that the rest of the time. Because our kids copy everything we do. And I just don't want them to have those habits. Like, even today at lunch, you could see everyone around us because everyone was on their phones. Yeah. And it's like, that's just not important. And you get so
judgmental when you actually pay attention to it.
Yes.
I'm like looking around like, look at these people.
But normally it's us.
These losers.
Yeah.
I'm like, spend some time with your kids, buddy.
Yeah. So, but it's us. We know we have a problem with it. Yeah, so, but if you put, it's like, I'm totally fine us hanging out on the couch scrolling until I decide, okay, this has been enough. And I put my phone down and he's like still scrolling. Yeah. I'm like,
you got a lot of nerve.
You gonna spend any time with me, or you're just gonna be over there on ESPN?
It's a selfish bug that every human has.
Yeah. And so, but our kids, like, there are times, you know, I mean, Beta's at the point where she's like looking up, like, to talk to you, or like, did you notice this or whatever? And it's like, how many times does she see that we're like have a phone in our hand, you know, or do we miss something that she's saying or whatever? And then same with the big kids. And so that's going to be like kind of a goal for us to, if we aren't
articulate
working,
what is our goal? Like, be specific, because it won't
if it
help.
Isn't for work and we aren't working.
Oh, this is a crazy one. You have to go by hours or something. Like, you can't say, because then all of a sudden it gets really blurry. What's for work and what?
Editing a video.
You said inspo.
Okay, well, sometimes I do.
Everything could be inspo to you.
I'm not meaning that. Like, you know, sometimes you're like, okay, I got to go find a transition. Well, that could take me a few minutes. But am I sitting there just scrolling, like learning how to make sourdough bread? Oh, that's what I could spend my free time
and you're
doing.
Like, I'm looking for bread.
I want to make bread. I want to make bread so bad, but I don't have time.
I don't have that excuse.
And so, yeah, I want to make bread and I want to like do all these things, and I can't do it because I'm wasting my life on my phone.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to like,
I want to be
cut it back.
in your life. I want to be a part of your life, and you haven't really let me in ever since you got your phone. Ever since you got your iPhone 13.
You just got me.
No, but that's the day that it happened. That's when you stopped letting me in because the resolution was so high that you couldn't stay off your phone.
Oh, that clarity. All that clarity.
Yeah.
All right, friends.
Well, if this has anything to do with us not getting things done and the fact that we could be having more hobbies, having more fun.
I could be caught up on laundry.
It could be caught up on, there's caught up on laundry.
I could learn how to make bread.
But this is not, I don't think it's a challenge that's easy to come by. I think that it could start a lot of arguments if you don't really flesh this bad boy out before you go into it. We haven't fleshed it out properly because I could see both of us getting a little irritated.
Yeah.
But it'll make our life better, right? It won't just absolutely, there is no way our life will not get better if we did this.
I agree. And I think we could spend more time like outside, going for walks, doing things, actually like looking around us and like doing. I just think we waste a lot of our time. It's like the day goes. So, when you fall asleep and you wake up and you're like, we're there. That's kind of what it's like whenever you're like watching TV or you're on your phone. You're like, an hour just went by.
Well, even with the TV thing, I don't want this to drag on, but even the TV thing, like our generation of grandparents, they shared TV. They would watch shows together. They would talk about things together. Now you don't do, like, couples don't do that anymore. People will send each other memes and stuff like that, but you're viewing them separately. You're viewing them, he's viewing them in the toilet, you're at work, and then you come back together and you sent me 30 of those things and you don't know which ones to talk about. There's nothing shared in this new age of phone scrolling. So
I just want to be more like actually real life connected, and
like you want to be outside grounding. You want to be.
I do let me walk in the dirt. Let me I don't know. I feel like a lot of my day feels stressful, and how do I get more time in my day? And that could equate to I could put my phone up and get better sleep. I would feel better in general. And then I also could not be on my phone as much during the day. And I could do the things that I want to do because I didn't waste my time.
Heard that.
Gonna work on it. And I want to I want our kids to have that as well, of like, hey, the phone was intended to be a resource and to make your life better. And if it's taking away from it too much, then we got to evaluate, as most of us are probably
I think
going to be listening to it on the phone.
If you did this and you put your phone and you did this and you limit it to an hour besides work a day of socials, I could totally see myself walking into our bedroom in 3 weeks.
It'd be totally redecorated.
No. You are almost 3/4 of the way from mastering the dance routine that you'll need for your first song to be released.
Perfect. What could be my new career?
I think so. What would your stage name be?
Oh, do you have to change your name?
Don't say Terriana Bronde.
I'll think about it. I'll let you guys know next episode.
All right, guys. Have a good day. We're out of here. Nothing but love. Put your phones down.